Okay, so hello everyone. Today we will start the C programming, actual C programming. Before that, we have seen what are the basics of computers. Then we saw basics of programming, general programming basics. Then from today's onwards, we will start formally the C programming. And specifically in this lecture, we will discuss some basics of the C programming. Okay. So, history of C programming, I have already discussed some part in introduction to computers. We discussed about Dennis Ritchie. So, I expect you people to read about that. It is available in every book on the first 3 pages, right? So, in this particular lecture, we will see what are tokens, what are keywords, identifiers, variables, and data types, and let's see what can we cover today. Okay, so we saw uh, we have we generally have a problem, then we design an algorithm, right? From this algorithm we design a pseudo, which is not exactly a programming code, but yes, it looks like the steps that will be converted directly into programming. A visual representation of this algorithm or this pseudocode can also be created, by called flowchart. Okay. Uh, I left a unsolved problem in the flowchart in the pre-lecture. All of you were able to do that. I also shared the solution of that. Anyone facing difficulty in that? If yes, then let me know. We can discuss maybe in next lecture or somewhere. Okay. So just if you have not completed that unsolved problem, try to complete that. Okay, and as soon as we will go for other programs, we will be making the pseudocode and try to make the flowcharts also. Okay, so for every problem that needs to be solved through programming, we design an algorithm. Algorithm is converted into pseudocode, and another representation is flowchart. Okay, this pseudocode is later on converted into code, or more specifically called code. Okay, this source code, we have learned the compilation process, right? The source code is generally in high level language. For C specifically, it is high level language, and other languages also. For other languages, the source code is fed to the compiler, or what is the other, not exactly for C. For C it is compiler. For Java or Python it is interpreter. We have seen this, right, in the programming basics. Okay, I am just giving a recap. So for C programming, this compiler convert this source code into machine code, and this machine code is fed to the CPU for execution, and CPU produces the output, and again it sends to the main memory or RAM for storage. And if it is required to be stored, then it is sent to the secondary memory, right? This source code can initially this source code can initially be on secondary memory. Okay? And when you want to run it, it has to be brought to the primary memory. Then from the primary memory, the compiler is already there in the primary memory. Okay, so this is the whole process of a source code to machine code completion and the output generation. Okay, so we have a sample C source code available here. This source code is stored in .c file. .c file. Star.c. Star.c means there can be the name, okay, and .c. .c is the extension. Like you have seen that text file has .txt, Word has .doc or docx. This kind of extensions are there. So similarly for C file, the extension is .c. Okay. So C source code is written like this. Okay. And every symbol that is written here has some sort of meaning. Okay. So individually, all the symbols that has some meaning are called tokens. What are they called? Tokens. Okay. So as soon as we will proceed further, we will see that what are the meaning of all these. But this is a basic program, and it looks like it has a C program has generally some segments. So the first segment is this. Second segment is this. Okay. And there are other segments also available which are not available in this particular program. So a C program generally has these four segments. The segment, if I number them, segment number 1, segment number 2, segment number 3, and segment number 4. So these four segments are specifically, first segment is related to library. Okay. Or they are also called header files. Okay. Now what is library and header files? What is generally library? Why we use library? Not exactly in programming, but what is the need of library in our life? Suppose I have given you that find out how distilled water is created. Okay. Maybe you know that, but maybe you don't know that. Okay. So what you will do, you will go to library. This is a well defined process, right? Distilled water making is a well defined process. So what will you do? You will go to the library, okay, and you will find a chemistry book which has the distilled water process, and you will take a reference from there, and yes, definitely you will come to me. Okay. But what if I ask you to create a project where this distilled water can be generated from any other thing, maybe drain water? Okay. This might directly not be available in the library or in a chemistry book. Do you agree? Do you find the difference between two things? There are some things which are already available. You take directly reference from that. Okay. Those programs, those programs in C compiler, in C compiler or any compiler are called library or header files, which are inbuilt. Okay. They, whenever you install a compiler, okay, they get installed with compiler. Okay. Get installed with compiler. Okay. They are inbuilt, or they can said predefined. Okay. They are used for referencing. Okay. So whatever is already available in C programming, what is actually C programming? So जो भी C programming के developers थे, they have done, they have actually created these library or header files. Okay. So if we are talking about Dennis Ritchie, if we are talking about Kernighan, so what they have done, they have developed these library or header files and this C compiler. Okay. Now, so the first segment is library or header files. After that, we have some global space. Global space. Okay. So I will not explain this much. We will do this, explore this further. But global space, right now, from the name, it is suggested that whatever is written here is available to whole program. Available to whole program. Fine. Now, the third segment is the main program. Okay. So it is a main And whatever, if a word has a opening and closing parenthesis, these are called functions in C. We will see them in detail, but right now you can remember whatever is written in whatever is written and it has parenthesis afterwards, these are called functions in C. Okay, and this is an important function, main. This name will always remain same. Okay, you have to write always main. Okay, so what happens, the execution of program starts from here. Execution of program starts from main, main function. Okay, always the execution starts from here. And you can see after main there is an opening curly brace and closing curly brace. This particular starting and closing is called body of, क्या कहते हैं इसको, body of main function. Okay, so should I revise it? First is the library or header file space. Second one is global space. Third one you write main and its body. Okay, and the fourth and last one is declaration of user defined, please mute, user defined functions. So what does it mean? I talked about when we were discussing the first one, we were talking about that library or header files has some inbuilt or predefined inbuilt or predefined functions. Okay, predefined functions or utilities. Okay, whatever is available inside the library, like process of making a distilled water in your real life example of chemistry, is available in library. Okay, so this was the name of the book. This was the name of the book that had, yes, anyone wants to say something? No? Okay. So this was the name of the book that has the definition of something which is written here inside the main body. Okay. So whatever is written here, this will be found inside this. That what this will do. This whatever is there, it will be written in this. Okay. Now everything cannot be predicted by the makers of the C programming. They could not predict that what do you want to do with the C programming. There can be some other things also. Okay, there can be some custom applications also. Suppose they have created you to create the power of power of why it is uh, sounding. Does anyone want to say something? No? Okay. Hmm. So what I was telling you, that the makers of C programming, they could not predict that what all things you want to make, because programming has infinite applications. You can solve infinite number of problems through the programming. Okay, so they cannot give all the solutions in the library. Okay, they cannot give everything in the library. So they have created a specific functionality that is called user defined functions. These are the things that are used to make the user defined. User defined means whatever the program needs, whatever functionalities program needs and which are not available in library, So, like example I gave you, that the process of making distilled water from the drain water. So this is not available in the library. So what will happen? You will create an experiment. You will create a process, or you will create an algorithm to solve the this particular user defined application. What is the user defined application here? To create the distilled water from the drain water. Okay, maybe you have the basic process available, but this is a user defined application, so you will create, this is the space where you will write your code that can help to create your user defined operation. Okay, अभी ज़्यादा इसमें सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. As soon as we will go into depth of the C program, you will find that this thing is very natural and very easy. Okay, so this is a C program source code, basic C program. I have given you the smallest C program. What is it doing? We will see it later when we try to do it on compiler, then we will see. But this is a simple C program. Right now you can just see whatever is written, and there is a specific structure of the program. Okay, so this can come as a question of simply explaining the basic source code of C program. Okay, now I introduced a word here that is called tokens. Okay, so what is a token? A token is a smallest unit of a program is a token which has a meaning or some use. Okay, so the basic definition, this token definition is common for every every programming language. This term is a application is, sorry, the use of the tokens or the definition of tokens is common for every programming language, fine, but there are different number of tokens or different types of tokens available for different programming languages. So if I am talking about this, I am talking about tokens in C. So I have given you the classification of the tokens available in the C programming. As soon as we will go further in the C programming, we will find that these are the tokens. हम सबको इनको identify करके जाएंगे. Okay, now if I again write this, the same program that was written there, it was starting from hash include. Okay, I will just simply write this like hash include stdio dot h. Okay, so this is a simple line, the first line that was written here in the basic C program, I have just rewritten here. Okay, now the smallest unit of a program is a token which has some meaning. So I will start the compiler when gets this C code, this C source code, it starts scanning one by one from every character. Now it comes here. Okay, this is hash. Okay, now this is one of a special character. Okay, and from the special character it is called pre-processing directive. What does it call? Pre-processing directive. Okay, now so the compiler will understand this hash as a pre-processing directive because it is available, this information is available in the library or the compiler definition, where what you need to understand this hash. Okay, now this will come here, the compiler will shift to the next character 2, then it will see that one character is written. Okay, one character is written, so it will see that whether this token has some kind of definition or not. So it will see that it is not a special character, it is not a comment, it can be an identifier or it can be a keyword. Why? Because let's see, so since this I alone does not has any significance, compiler will move forward to N, then C, then L, U, D, E. Okay, so it will, when it comes over here 8, then it will come to this 9. Okay, now as soon as it find 9, it sees that again it is a special character. Okay, now before special character you got a set. Okay, now this set of characters, this set of characters can be two things. It can be a keyword or it can be an identifier. Okay, what does they do? Let we will see that. You can see that these are letters. Okay, and letters from uppercase and lowercase. Okay, capital A to Z and small a to Z. So these can be these two things. Now what are keywords? Keywords are some predefined words which are available in compiler. Okay, their list is available in the compiler. We will see in the upcoming slides. Okay, so as soon as it finds that there is a new symbol started, it will take the previous characters and will match them whether they are some keyword, and if they are keyword, then they will identify it as a keyword, and if they are not keyword, then they will become identifier. Okay, since this include word is a keyword, so that will be taken as a keyword. Okay, now it will move forward, then it will identify this 9. Okay, this 9 is a special symbol. Okay, so it can be taken as a separate operator. Okay, but since it is coming after include, so it will be taken as a separate, although this is a sign of greater than and less than, so it is a mathematical symbol. So mathematical symbol comes in the operators, but since it is coming after include, because compiler know that a keyword has already occurred and there will be the this less than sign has occurred after include, so this will be used as a separator. Separator means the word, the symbol that separates something. So what does it do? In between this greater than and less than sign, you write the name of the library file. Name of library file. Okay, and what the extension of header file or library file? It is star dot h, like dot c file. सोर्स कोड फाइल का क्या एक्सटेंशन होता है? सोर्स कोड फाइल हैज डॉट सी, एंड header file or library file has extension .h. Okay, so whenever you install the compiler, there is a folder called include. There is a folder called include, and inside include folder, your all .h files are installed. Okay, whenever you install the compiler or C compiler. Okay, अभी आप लोगों को just take it because this is a new thing for many of you. Okay, so just try to take the input information, and I am expecting you only to take around 40 to 50% out of it. Okay, as soon as we will go further in the programming, these all things will be get repeated multiple times. Okay, then you will get the concept out of it. Okay, now stdio.h, because this dot is occurred and .h is occurred, so the compiler will identify that this has the .h extension, means it is a header file. Okay, so you can see there are so many tokens, and as soon as we will come on them, we will see that these tokens are there. So whenever you have some identifiers can be of three types. Okay, and specifically identifiers will be having these uses. Okay, now there can be some white spaces also. White spaces means there are the blank spaces left. Okay, so there can be some blank spaces left. A new line means the line is like this line is closing and you come to the new line. So this is a new line. There is a carriage return. So carriage return is something which is used for enter, which is enter. This enter button is called carriage return. And the tab. Okay, so you can see that this is written as, sorry, this is written something, this is written a bit later than this. Okay, so this is used by tab. Okay, then there are some special characters. We will see what are the special characters. Numbers 0 to 9 are there. Okay, special characters are all those symbols which are other than these letters and numbers and available on the keyboard. All those things are called special characters. These are the special characters that are available in C programming. You can see, I believe you know many of them. Maybe if you don't know the name of this is called apostrophe, and this is called vertical bar, or the another name is pipe. Okay, then this is forward slash, which is used for division. Okay, and this is backward slash, it has a specific use. This can be a new symbol that you might not remember, that is called tilde. Okay, you can see a standard keyboard and you will find all those symbols over here. This is underscore, dollar, percentage. This also has two uses in this C programming. We will see that. Now this and you use, this is called ampersand. Okay, then this is caret. Okay, and this is called hash. Okay, so I have just given you a list of what all the special characters are available and used in C programming. So depending upon the context, why they are called special characters, because depending upon the context they have different uses. Some of them, okay, not all, but some of them. Okay, and it is very important in C programming to remember about these brackets. Okay, now what they call, these are called curly bracket, or they are also called braces. Okay, in some of the books you may find their names as opening brace and closing brace. Opening and closing braces. Okay, these are opening and closing brackets, and the more common name is square bracket. Okay, and they are simply called opening and closing parentheses. Okay, now let us come to the keywords. Keywords are the, in C every word can either be a keyword or identifier. I told you every word can be a keyword or an identifier. So what are keywords? Keywords are, have fixed meanings and their meaning cannot be changed. Okay, so they act as building block of C program, and there are total 32 keywords. Okay, so these 32 keywords are already predefined. You cannot change them. Okay, so from this list is fixed. Okay, so these keywords are written in lowercase. It is important to see that all of them are written in the lowercase. Okay, even their starting is from the lowercase. Okay, now from this program, can you see what are the keywords available? Just have a look over this program and match, just have a look to this program, and we will see that what all the keywords were available. Okay, so if you see, this keyword was there, this keyword was there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, uh, could you see uh, what else, anything left? Okay, I think this list is somewhat wrong. This volatile keyword is not there. Okay, in C
void.
programming, huh? Instead of volatile, the
सर नो
keyword
सर,
is,
इंटीजर मेन जो अपन लिखते हैं सर, उसकी जगह अपन void main भी लिखते हैं, तो सर void
ah,
कीवर्ड।
yes. The in that program there could be also. We will see what its use. Okay, but what I am telling you that volatile is a keyword that is not inside the C programming. Okay, instead of that, include is the keyword. Okay, so in that particular program, we had what all keywords were there. This include was a keyword, this int was a keyword, and this return was a keyword. Okay, so what type of tokens were there? Keywords, and these keywords are fixed. So you have to remember this list. This list will be available in all the uh, programming books. Right? Now coming on the identifiers. Okay, so whatever set of characters which are not keywords, all of them are identifiers. Okay, क्या बोला मैंने? What all are not keywords, what all words or letters, collection of letters are not keywords, they are identifiers. Okay, identifiers can be of three types. Okay, they can be variables, they can be constants, and they can be user defined functions or data types. Okay, so we will come on this later. I have given you the application here, that declaration of user defined function. This was the application. Extend the functionality out of the library. ओके, लाइब्रेरी से ज़्यादा भी कुछ करने के लिए क्या करते हैं, यूज़र डिफाइंड फंक्शंस और डेटा टाइप्स बनाए जाते हैं. ठीक है, now we can right now forget about it. This is an advanced topic and we will come it on later, but right now we will see whatever is available inside the C program. Okay, so identifiers, right now identifiers will two types, variables and constants, and the constants can be again of two types, numerals and strings. Okay, whenever I will give you the example of constants, I will show you what are the constant, numeral constants, and what are the string constants. Okay, and another term that we came here is variables. Okay, now we will see what are these. Okay, so just have a reading of this slide, and what are the identifiers, some properties are written here. Okay, so identifier is nothing but a name assigned to an element in a program to identify it. Okay, as the name suggests, you will, how you will identify an element, so you provide a name to it. Okay, and the name is called the identifier. Okay, now what can be the elements? Suppose I want to prepare a टी है ना, अभी 4-5 बजे का टाइम है, सबने चाय पी होगी, या कुछ लोग कैमरे के पीछे चाय पी रहे होंगे. ठीक है, सो व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स आर नीडेड टू प्रिपेयर अ टी, all those are elements to solve the problem of making a tea. है ना, एक चाय को बनाने के लिए what all elements are required. ठीक है, they all are the elements. Okay, so whenever I will create a program related to making a tea, I will create identifiers related to this tea making. Okay, है ना, क्या क्या होंगे, like milk, है ना, then your gas, your uh, saucepan, whatever the things are required for making a tea, all those are elements. Okay, so generally ये होते क्या है, these can be name of variables or some functions. है ना, ये मैंने आपको यहाँ पे क्लासिफिकेशन में बता दिया है ना. what are identifiers? They can be variables, they can be constant, and they can be some user defined items. Okay, now each identify, oh sorry, identifiers are user defined names. This is important. अब देखो, यूजर डिफाइंड मतलब क्या है, एक प्रोग्राम है ना, इस प्रोग्राम से कुछ लोग इंटरेक्ट करते हैं. कौन इंटरेक्ट करता है? एक तो प्रोग्रामर इंटरेक्ट करता है, और एक कौन इंटरेक्ट करता है, यूजर इंटरेक्ट करता है. ठीक है, यूजर कौन होता है? who wants the program. जैसे बैंक मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम है, तो हु कैन बी द यूजर? द बैंक पीपल, है ना? एंड हु वुड बी द प्रोग्रामर? कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर्स लाइक यू, है ना? सो यूजर डिफाइंड, देखो identifiers are the user defined names, they are the user defined names, but these definitions will be given by the programmer. But why they are called user defined? Programmer decides for need of user problem solution. यूजर प्रॉब्लम सॉल्यूशन डिसाइड तो कौन करता है? यूजर डिफाइंड को प्रोग्रामर ही डिसाइड करता है, बट वो सारी चीजें किसके लिए होती है? टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द यूजर। ओके, सो यूजर का क्या, यूजर कौन होता है? दैट द पर्सन हु विल यूज इट एंड हु वांट्स द प्रोग्राम। ओके, एंड प्रोग्रामर, हु इज प्रोग्रामर? हु क्रिएट्स द प्रोग्राम। ऑब्वियसली जब प्रोग्राम बन रहा है तो उसमें सारी चीजें जो डिसाइड होनी है, दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय द programmer, but the programmer decides everything depending upon what the user requires. Okay, so this is an important aspect of software engineering. This will, you will read in a subject, this is a complete subject called software engineering, that will you will read in your upcoming semesters. Okay, and there you will learn how to understand the needs of the user and how to make a good program for the user. Okay, so right now what you can remember, user defined names are there. They are, they are called user defined, but the user does not define them. Okay, आप ये मत सोचना कि बैंक मैनेजर जो है ये बताएगा वेरिएबल का नाम क्या रखना। ओके, बट यस दे विल टेल यू व्हाट आर माय नीड, and you will prepare the identifiers based on the need of the user. Okay, किसी को कुछ पूछना है? चले आगे। Okay. So each identifier must have a unique name. This is an important thing to understand, that each identifier must have a unique name. Okay. And then there are some set of rules to decide the name. Okay. That what? First character must always be an alphabet or an underscore. क्या बोल रहे हैं? First character must always be an alphabet or underscore. See this. Suppose I want to create an identifier, so you will tell me whether this is a valid identifier or not. So, is this a valid identifier? Yes. Why? It has all the alphabet. Okay, and the first character has to be alphabet. चलो एक बार रूल सारे पढ़ लेते, then we will see. Okay, the first character always be an alphabet or underscore. It should be formed only using letters, numbers or underscore. No other special symbol can be there. No other special symbol can be there. Okay, a keyword cannot be used in identifier. It means you cannot create a identifier from this list. Okay, so इस नाम का किसी भी नाम का आप identifier बना सकते हैं। ठीक है, इट शुड नॉट कंटेन एनी वाइट स्पेस, कोई बीच के अंदर भी स्पेस नहीं आना चाहिए। ओके, इट हैज टू बी अ कंटिन्यूअस वर्ड। ओके, and the name must be meaningful. This is not a compulsory thing, but yes, identifiers are always created with a meaning. With a meaning in the sense, अगर मुझे टेम्परेचर के नाम के लिए मुझे बनाना है, तो it is quite obvious that I create a variable like this temp, or I create a variable like t, or I create a variable like tmp. Okay, so something which can be identified as its application, कि वो क्यों बनाया गया। ओके, बिकॉज एक्चुअली ये क्या है, आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए तो बना रहे थे, है ना? सो दीज आर गिवन एज अ इम्पॉर्टेंट, द नेम has to be meaningful. Okay. Now I will write some of the examples and you will tell me which is correct or incorrect. Okay. Is this a correct name of an identifier?
No,
You have
sir.
you have to just see these rules. Okay. So what does the rule says? The first one has to be alphabet or underscore, and I have written 8. So this is not a valid identifier. You cannot create this. Okay. Can I create this? No. है ना? क्या कह रहे हैं? Because first नहीं होना चाहिए. So that is why it cannot be here. But yes, this is allowed. Underscore temperature. This is the correct identifier. Okay. Now, is this allowed? Underscore temp 8.
Yes, sir.
This is allowed. है ना? So this is allowed. Why this is allowed? Because numbers are allowed not at the first place, but inside it is allowed. Okay. Now, is this allowed? Is this allowed?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because a
Sir,
white
space.
space is not. Yes. Why? This white space is not allowed. Okay. Whenever you want to make an identifier which consists of two words and it is essential कि आपको ऐसा बनाना ही है, ठीक है? पहली बात तो हमेशा छोटा नेम बनाओ ताकि आपको मिल सके. ओके. बट इफ यू वांट टू क्रिएट उसको अच्छे से आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए आप बनाना भी चाहते हो जिसमें मल्टीपल वर्ड्स आ रहे हैं, तो व्हाट यू डू, you just place an underscore. Okay. And the another tactics is num, and then you write like this. So it will look like that the where the capital letter is there, it is a new word. Okay. So you will read it like num system. Okay. समझ गए? है ना? So this is a valid keyword. Oh, so this is a valid identifier and this is a valid identifier. Okay. So can we make it? Okay, ये बात याद रखना. We cannot create any keyword as an identifier. Okay. Any special symbol cannot be there other than underscore. This is an important thing to remember. Okay. यानी आप ये नहीं बना सकते ABS star. You cannot create this. Okay. Fine. अभी हम लोग जैसे जैसे इसकी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे then you will see. Now identifier का one of the type is variable. Okay. Do you know what are variable? This is not a new word to you people. You are science people. So what are variable? General terms में, not related to programming. देखो नाम से ही लग रहा है. The thing which changes its values. Okay. That can change its values. That is called a variable. Okay. So variables are identifiers which are used to store some value. चीज which are used to store some values. I told you in the previous or some lecture that here if you do this p equals to p plus 1, this is a valid statement, है ना? In mathematics this is not allowed, है ना? p से p cancel हो जाता है and this is not a balance equation, so this is not allowed. Okay. But in programming this is allowed. Why it is allowed? Because p is a space and this p is also a space. Whatever is written in this space, you add a 1 to it and this becomes 9 and you bring back this 9 to this space. So the value is overwritten as 9. Okay. So here the assignment, this is called assignment. क्या हो रहा है ये? इसको अगर हम लोग एक्सप्लेनेशन की फॉर्म में समझे तो दिस इज नॉट इक्वल टू ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स, but this works like that. Okay. This is called assignment and this works as a overwriting process. कैसे चलता है ये? Overwriting की वजह. यानी ओरिजिनल वैल्यू जो होती है वो ओवर रिटर्न हो जाती है। ठीक है, अल्टीमेटली वही वाली वो वाला कॉन्सेप्ट है ये कि 8+9 कहाँ हुआ होगा, 8+1 कहाँ हुआ होगा, रजिस्टर में, है ना। और रजिस्टर में वैल्यू कितने होगी, तो ये 9 कहाँ पे वापस जाएगा, रैम के पास में। तो जहाँ पे भी रैम में पी था वहाँ पे अब क्या हो जाएगा, 9 हो जाएगा। ठीक है, थोड़ा सा डेप्थ है, बट दैट डेप्थ यू विल गेट एज सुन एज यू विल कम इन हायर क्लासेस, और हम लोग अभी जब मेमोरी कॉन्सेप्ट देखेंगे। ठीक है, नाउ वेरिएबल्स का जो अपोजिट है दैट आर कांस्टेंट, ओके, एंड कांस्टेंट्स नेवर चेंज देयर वैल्यू एट द टाइम ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन। ओके, जब इनको बनाते हैं तभी इनकी वैल्यू दी जाती है, एंड दे कैन नॉट चेंज देयर वैल्यू, कांस्टेंट्स। ओके, अब सिंस वेरिएबल्स इनके अपोजिट हैं, तो डेफिनेटली वेरिएबल्स कैन चेंज देयर वैल्यू ड्यूरिंग द एग्जीक्यूशन ऑफ अ प्रोग्राम एंड अपडेट द वैल्यू। अपडेट, ये जो वर्ड लिया ना मैंने, ओवरराइटिंग, दैट इज अपडेट, अपडेट द वैल्यू स्टोर्ड इनसाइड इट। ओके, तो वेरिएबल्स को कैसे देखना है आपको, ये कोई स्टोरेज है मतलब क्या है, कोई स्पेस है, एक बॉक्स है ना, यू कैन सी देम एज बॉक्स। मैंने तो मैं रैम बनाई थी, रैम बना के दिखाई थी, रैम हैज सम स्पेसेस कॉल्ड बाइट्स। ओके, तो सम कलेक्शन ऑफ बाइट्स इज यूज टुगेदर, है ना, सम कलेक्शन ऑफ बाइट्स यूज टुगेदर टू क्रिएट दीज वेरिएबल्स, वो भी हम लोग देखेंगे। ठीक है, अ सिंगल वेरिएबल कैन बी यूज्ड एट मल्टीपल लोकेशंस इन द प्रोग्राम। एक बार आपने बना लिया तो आप उसको बार बार यूज कर सकते हैं, जब तक आप उसकी वैल्यू मॉडिफाई नहीं करते हैं। ठीक है, तब तक क्या होगा, तब तक उसकी वैल्यू चेंज नहीं होगी। ओके, अगर आपने वैल्यू मॉडिफाई कर दी, देन उसके बाद में आप जब भी उसको यूज करेंगे, द न्यू वैल्यू, द लेटेस्ट वैल्यू विल बी यूज्ड। ओके, दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग टू रिमेंबर। मल्टीपल लोकेशन में काम तो ले सकते हैं, लेकिन x की वैल्यू, सपोज x एक वेरिएबल है, उसकी वैल्यू यहाँ पे 9 है, लेटर ऑन आपने कर दिया x इक्वल्स टू x+1, तो उसकी वैल्यू कितनी हो गई, x की वैल्यू 10 हो गई। नाउ इफ यू डू दिस, सपोज y इक्वल्स टू x-1, है ना, तो व्हाट विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ y, इट वुड बी 10-1, ओके, नॉट 9-1। ये बात रहे हो आप, ठीक है, you will always use the latest value of the variable। okay, now a variable name is using usually meaningful। okay, और वो रूल्स कौन से वाले होंगे, जो आइडेंटिफायर्स के रूल्स हैं। ठीक है, और जनरली ऐसा नाम बनाना चाहिए जो उसका पर्पस बताता है। ठीक है, जैसा मैंने आपको टेम्परेचर में एग्जांपल दिया। ठीक है, ऑल द वेरिएबल्स हैव सम डेटा टाइप, है ना, बिकॉज वेरिएबल आर स्टोरिंग समथिंग, एंड क्या स्टोर करते हैं वो, डेटा। और वो डेटा किस तरह का है, दैट इज कॉल्ड डेटा टाइप, है ना। तो डेटा डेटा हर डेटा का कुछ टाइप होगा, है ना। जैसे मैं आपको भी इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहा हूँ, तो ये इंफॉर्मेशन कैसी इंफॉर्मेशन है, वर्बल इंफॉर्मेशन है ना। मैं आपको कुछ नंबर्स बोल के बता सकता हूँ, तो दैट विल बी अ न्यूमेरिक इंफॉर्मेशन, है ना। मैं आपको कोई क्वांटिटी बता सकता हूँ, तो दैट कैन बी अ quantity, है ना, that can be in the real numbers। so data types will be the format of data types की definition क्या है, are the data storage format, है ना। तो जो टाइप का डेटा होगा उसको वैसा ही स्टोर करने के लिए जगह चाहिए होगी। ठीक है, आर यू गेटिंग दिस पॉइंट, suppose I am giving you a data related to a character। okay, so that will be require space which will be storing the character। अगर उसकी जगह मैंने आपको नंबर दिया, I gave you a number such as 8 or 18 or 25, so that cannot be stored in a place where a character can be stored, it requires a different type of space। okay, different type and amount of space। okay, तो क्या होगा, डेटा टाइप से डिसाइड करते हैं कि डेटा रिच फॉर्मेट क्या होगा। ठीक है, ताकि उन पे कुछ ऑपरेशन किए जा सके। ठीक है, जो कैरेक्टर्स होंगे उन पे कैरेक्टर वाले ऑपरेशन होते हैं, जो आपके नंबर्स होंगे उन पे नंबर वाले ऑपरेशन होंगे, ठीक है। डेटा टाइप्स आर यूज टू डिफाइन अ वेरिएबल बिफोर यूज इन अ प्रोग्राम। सो जैसे ही आपको कोई वेरिएबल बनाना है, यू हैव टू डिक्लेयर इट्स डेटा टाइप। ओके, तो प्रोसेस क्या होगा? फर्स्ट विल क्रिएट अ वेरिएबल, and when you are creating, you will show the data type. You will tell the compiler what data type I want to create. Okay, and these data types are mostly inbuilt, है ना। एक तो ये इनबिल्ट हो गए, समथिंग विल बी इनबिल्ट एंड समथिंग विल बी, ये जो मैंने यहाँ पे लिखे थे, यूजर डिफाइंड, है ना, यूजर डिफाइंड डेटा टाइप्स, दिख रहा है ना। सो वी विल कम ऑन यूजर डिफाइंड लेटर, बट मेजरली वी विल डिस्कस द इनबिल्ट डेटा टाइप। ओके, हाँ। तो डेटा टाइप्स आर यूज टू डिफाइन अ वेरिएबल बिफोर यूज इन अ प्रोग्राम। देखो अब एक डेटा टाइप क्या क्या डिसाइड करता है? साइज ऑफ अ वेरिएबल, कांस्टेंट और नॉट, इट इज इंडिविजुअल और कलेक्शन, अकेला है या बहुत सारे हैं, ठीक है। ये सब कुछ किससे डिटरमाइन किया जाता है? डेटा टाइप्स। तो दीज आर द इम्पोर्टेंट 3 लाइन्स यू हैव टू रिमेंबर अबाउट डेटा टाइप्स। अच्छा, डेटा टाइप्स किसके होते हैं? वेरिएबल्स के, है ना। नॉर्मली आप वेरिएबल बनाते आए हो, वो आपने सारा अभी तक जो भी किया है वो सब मैथमेटिक्स में किया है ना। हम लोग जनरली क्या करते हैं? एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस 4x प्लस, है ना, 4x = 7, है ना। सो यहाँ पे आप क्या करते हैं? एक्स की कुछ वैल्यू आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं। दिस काइंड ऑफ प्रैक्टिस आपने अभी तक वेरिएबल से रिलेटेड करी है, दैट इज अलजेब्रा दैट वी डू, है ना। सी प्रोग्रामिंग हैज अ डिफरेंट वे ऑफ राइटिंग एक्सप्रेशन, है ना। लिखते तो इस तरह से ही है, बट इसका मीनिंग कुछ और होगा, है ना। सो दिस वर्क्स नॉट एज इक्वल, बट दिस वर्क्स एज असाइनमेंट, दिस इज अ डायरेक्शन। ओके, ये एक डायरेक्शन होती है, हम अभी देखेंगे जब हम ऑपरेटर्स करेंगे, ठीक है। सो वेन एवर यू वॉन्ट टू क्रिएट अ वेरिएबल, यू हैव टू गिव अ डेटा टाइप टू इट, कि वो किस तरह का डेटा होगा। अभी तक हम लोग सिर्फ मैथमेटिकल वेरिएबल्स के बारे में सुनते आए हैं। नाउ वी विल हैव सम कैरेक्टर बेस्ड वेरिएबल्स आल्सो, है ना, जिनमें कुछ कैरेक्टर्स हो सकते हैं। So let us see what all data types are available, and we will close this lecture after this. Okay, so data types are available as primitive data types, derived data types, and user defined data types. 3 कैटेगरीज हैं। ओके, सो अभी हम लोग जो बात करेंगे वो यूजर डिफाइंड और डिराइव्ड की नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है। यू कैन जस्ट रिमेंबर दिस फॉर थ्योरी राइट नाउ, दैट देयर आर 3 टाइप्स ऑफ डेटा टाइप्स आर देयर, but we will specifically right now talk about primitive data types, or they are also called inbuilt. In some of the books the term will be inbuilt data types, okay. And from these three are the important data types, okay. Now what is a data? Any physical quantity, है ना, any physical quantity is a data, okay. Now can you observe everything around you, and can you see that can be measured in these 3 data types? आपके आसपास आप जहाँ भी बैठे हैं, आसपास में सारी चीजें देखो, एंड यू कैन सी दैट एवरीथिंग कैन बी मेजर्ड और कैन बी स्टोर्ड इन दीज 3 थिंग्स। इंटीजर्स कौन से हो गए? INT मीन्स दीज आर इंटीजर्स, ओके। CHAR मीन्स दे कैन बी कैरेक्टर्स, ओके। एंड फ्लोट कैन बी रियल नंबर। रियल नंबर्स मतलब जो हमारी डेसिमल वैल्यूज होती है, जिनको हम लोग डेसिमल बोलते हैं। यहाँ पे डेसिमल वर्ड काम में नहीं लेंगे, बिकॉज डेसिमल हैज अनदर मीनिंग है, बट वी कैन से दैट रियल, ओके। नाउ आपके आसपास कोई भी एक चीज बताओ जिसका डेटा टाइप तुम जानना चाहते हो, ओके। डू यू हैव अ फैन अवेलेबल अराउंड यू? सबके आसपास होगा, फैन होगा, तो पेड़ के नीचे तो नहीं पड़ रहा है ना। सो all of you might be having fan, cooler, AC around you, okay. So if I talk about the speed of the fan, it can be taken as a integer character or float. वापिस सुनो, You are
सर
sitting,
इंटीजर
है ना? So you are sitting and you can see the fan, and fan would be running on speed 1 2 3 4 5 something, है ना? और अगर एसी की बात करें तो एसी माइट बी रनिंग एट अ टेम्परेचर अराउंड 25 24 26, है ना? So the speed of the AC, or sorry, the temperature of the AC and uh, your speed of the fan, they can be measured in the integer. Okay, around you can also see your family members, है ना? So how can you identify them? Their names, है ना? Their relations. Okay, यही उनसे related data है ना? So that can be a form of characters. Okay, your father name, your mother name, your own name, your brother's name, everything is available in characters. यानी जितनी भी चीजें हैं उनके नाम जो है that is available in characters. Okay, and if I ask you that what is the temperature of the room, temperature of the room, or the volume of the room, or height of the room, है ना? These all are real values. Your height of the room can be 9 feet 4 inches. Okay, so I can tell it as 9.33 feet. Okay, so 9.33, this is a real number. This is not an integer, this is not a character. So whatever is not integer, they all come inside the float. Okay, can you identify the data around you? आप अपने चारों तरफ बैठ करके आफ्टर द लेक्चर फॉर 5 मिनट्स यू एक्सप्लोर ऑल द आइटम्स अवेलेबल विथ यू, वॉट एवर द डेटा रिलेटेड टू देम यू वांट टू स्टोर। अगर आपको कुछ भी याद रखना है, यू आइडेंटिफाई कि वो इंटीजर होगा या कैरेक्टर होगा या फ्लोट होगा, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं होगा। ठीक है, और अगर किसी के बारे में कोई डेटा नहीं होता, दैट इज कॉल्ड वॉइड। ओके, अगर किसी डेटा का कोई टाइप नहीं होता, है ना, एक्चुअली ऐसा कोई डेटा होता ही नहीं है, तो वॉट एवर वेन देर इज नो डेटा और द डेटा हैज नो टाइप, दैट इज यूज्ड एज वॉइड। ओके, इनसाइड सी प्रोग्राम। ठीक है, इसके अलावा इनका दो फॉर्म है, लॉन्ग है और शॉर्ट है। तो लॉन्ग इंटीजर कैरेक्टर, लॉन्ग डबल। ओके, डबल इज जस्ट ट्वाइस ऑफ फ्लोट। ओके,
फ्लोट वैल्यू।
है ना? तो इंटीजर, कैरेक्टर, इनको जितना भी स्पेस चाहिए होता है, ऑन द राइट साइड यू कैन सी अ टेबल हियर, है ना? आपको टेबल दिख रही होगी। यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दिस साइज इन बाइट्स, है ना? दिस यू हैव टू रिमेंबर। ओके, तो अगर हम लोग बात करें इंटीजर की, तो नॉर्मली आईएनटी लिखते हैं। आईएनटी का मतलब क्या होता है? साइंड इंटीजर। अच्छा, इंटीजर साइंड और अनसाइंड का मतलब क्या हुआ? देखो, साइंड का मतलब तो क्या हुआ? -4, +4, -36, these are signed integers, and unsigned integers are 1 2 3 4 5 starting from 0. Okay, now what is difference between signed and unsigned? If I ask you how many houses are there in your colony, it is a signed value or unsigned value? क्या
साइंड
पूछ रहा
वैल्यू।
हूँ मैं? साइंड वैल्यू कैसे होगी? देखो, आई एम आस्किंग यू हाउ मैनी हाउसेज आर देयर। क्या आपकी कॉलोनी में -4 हाउसेज हो सकते हैं क्या?
नो सर।
नहीं हो सकते ना। तो इट मीन्स दिस काइंड ऑफ डेटा इज अनसाइंड डेटा। बात समझ में आई थोड़ी सी? whenever we talk about quantity, unsigned is generally quantity, है ना, और काउंटिंग। ठीक है ना? सो दीज आर अनसाइंड, है ना? तो इफ आई आस्क यू हाउ मेनी क्लासेस हैव यू covered before coming to engineering, this would be a signed or unsigned number?
अनसाइंड।
अनसाइंड नंबर, है ना? किसी में भी जीरो तो हो सकता है ना? कोई क्लास नहीं करी हो, सीधा इंजीनियरिंग में आ गया हो, दिस कैन बी एन एक्सेप्शन केस, है ना? बट ऐसा नहीं होगा कि आई हैव डन सर -5 क्लासेस, ऐसा कोई नहीं बोलेगा, है ना। सो दीज काइंड ऑफ नंबर्स आर अनसाइंड नंबर। तो हम लोग जब भी नॉर्मली इंटीजर लिखेंगे, INT लिखेंगे, ओके, दीज ऑल आर कीवर्ड्स ऑल्सो, यू कैन रिमेंबर। INT कैरेक्टर फ्लोट, देखो यहाँ पे आइडेंटिफाई करा था तुम्हारे को, देखो कैरेक्टर इज अ कीवर्ड, कांस्टेंट इज अ कीवर्ड, then short is a keyword, then long is a keyword, float is a keyword, signed is a keyword, unsigned is a keyword, void is a keyword, कितने सारे मिल गए हमको, है ना। तो these all keywords we have seen till now, है ना, कि ये क्या क्या होते हैं। ओके, तो फिलहाल ये इंटीजर है, दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग टू रिमेंबर, दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग टू रिमेंबर। मैंने तुम्हें कहा था द डबल इज ट्वाइस ऑफ, है ना, डबल इज ट्वाइस ऑफ फ्लोट। देखो डबल फ्लोट के लिए कितने चाहिए, 4 बाइट्स का स्पेस चाहिए, है ना। अब ये क्या है, आई विल गिव यू अ डिटेल इन नेक्स्ट लेक्चर that what does it mean by 4 bytes. I will explain you by diagrammatic representation. And can you see there is long double also. Long always gives the increment of 2 bytes. Okay, so here you can see that long integer, normal integer requires 2 bytes and long integer requires 4 bytes increment of 2, है ना। और unsigned long int is twice, है ना। unsigned का कनेक्शन कहाँ से कर देता हूँ मैं, unsigned का कनेक्शन यहाँ से कर देता हूँ, ठीक है। शॉर्ट, एक वर्ड तो है लॉन्ग, एक वर्ड है शॉर्ट। ओके, so short, what does short means? Short makes the word half। okay, short जो है शॉर्ट का सही नहीं आ रहा है यहाँ पे क्योंकि स्टेबल में, है ना। तो शॉर्ट, शॉर्ट इंटीजर बिकम्स द हाफ, है ना। शॉर्ट क्या करता है, हाफ कर देता है, यानी ये शॉर्ट के कितने आने चाहिए, 1 बाइट आना चाहिए, है ना। दिस हैज टू बी 1 बाइट, ठीक है। और कैरेक्टर दिख रहा है तुम्हारे को, कैरेक्टर रिक्वायर 1 बाइट। यस, समवन वांट्स टू से समथिंग। ओके, so this is all about data types. Now today what you will do, I have shared you some books also, and I have also shared some online resources. What you will do, you will just have a recap of this lecture from YouTube, and then you will find out these tables, okay, this list, these definitions inside whatever the book. I have also prescribed you the book also what we will be following. So you will identify all of these, and you will just explore history of C programming. Okay, these kind of things you will explore from the book. Okay, possibly we will do the next lecture tomorrow. Okay, so be prepared for it. If it is not there, I will inform, otherwise it is there tomorrow. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
after this I will tell you, what how to do the online, how we will do the online lab. Okay, so in next lecture uh, I will share you some resources, try to do that. Okay, install the compass, है ना। उनको resources को देखते हुए, ये जो resources है, these are the resources, uh, those who have laptops or computers with them, you will use this particular slide. Okay, for 32-bit OS you will do this, and otherwise you will install this. We will use code blocks IDE, code blocks IDE for the programming lab. Okay, so those who have PCs, you will install in this. Okay, installation video tutorial is this, and if in some PCs the installation creates some problem, so you can see this particular list of videos to solve your particular problem. Okay, so this is available for the those who have the PCs. Okay, now this particular slide is for online compilers, those who have PCs, computers or mobile phones but don't want to install anything. So you can use any of these. I would suggest use JDoodle and online GDB. But yes, this is available as a wrong list, and this is the one of the best compiler this available for all the programming languages. Okay, although all of them has the support of various programming languages, but yes, 1 and 2 are very easy to use, and this has the highest features and functionalities available. Okay, so you can use any of them. If you don't want to install this code blocks from your particular PC, this can be run on mobile browser also. You will require a browser. Okay, either you run in Chrome or Internet Explorer, or otherwise you can run in your internet browser in your smartphone. Okay, now this is a specific Android app for C programming that I would suggest you, that is called Decoder. Okay, the name of the app is Decoder. You will find it very easily on the on your Play Store, and this particular app is very good, and you can do complete C programming in this. And I will also tell you how to do the programming over there, and it has its specific keyboard, and it also helps you to take the .c files and like create your backup, and also store the snapshots of the outputs. So because all the C files and outputs I will be asking you to submit for your programming lab evaluation. Okay, so that you have to keep, जो भी आप लोग C programs बनाएंगे वो आप लोग बैकअप रखेंगे उसका, and I will give you a space over my drive to submit it later on. Okay, so this is about the C programming compiler. I have told you the compiler that we will do code blocks. Okay, okay, and the name of the compiler is GCC, GNUC, GNU. Okay, GNUC. Okay, C compiler. We will use this compiler on code blocks ID. क्या होते हैं? When I will come on the code blocks, then I will tell you. But right now, this is a exercise that I am giving you to do by the time. Okay? जब तक मैं थोड़ी theory cover करता हूँ, by the time you prepare your compiler. Okay? Okay. So uh, I believe many of you are not having PC, and it is actually not required, and you will be easily able to do the programming on this Android app. Okay, but those who don't have any smartphone or a computer or anything, they contact me, and personally I will try to help you in other ways कि किस तरह से अपन कर सकेंगे programming, है ना, and we can do it manually on pen and paper. ठीक है, बट दैट इज़ नॉट प्रेफर्ड. एटलीस्ट स्मार्टफोन का तो कोशिश करें कि सब लोगों के पास में हो जाए, बिकॉज दैट इज़ अ रियलिटी दैट वी हैव टू फेस, दैट वी आर गोइंग थ्रू पैंडेमिक एंड वी हैव टू बी ऑनलाइन, completing this online for at least this semester, or I don't know about other semester, but at least this semester we have to be online only. Okay, so try to complete that. Anything you want to ask? Okay, so I
No,
believe
sir.
everything is fine. I will just CRs are compiling attendance, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will just take a list of attendance. Okay. Thank you for today, for listening patiently.
सर वॉइस क्लियर नहीं आ रही है.
Uh, Thank you for today for listening